Smith. I work for Focus and I'm a principal security consultant. So the Cisco secure solutions we use are, so we got Firewall, Analytics, Umbrella, Endpoint, Client. I probably forgot a few there. Not always for the, because we're also a managed service provider, not always for the same client. Sometimes it's one or two for a certain client, and sometimes a client has the whole suite of Cisco products. I guess 20 years maybe, going back to probably the first Cisco products really. So yeah, the integration between the secure product is a lot better now than it used to be, especially with Cisco SecureX knitting everything together. Whereas previously they were just solutions on their own with a single dashboard, a single place to look, and it made troubleshooting difficult, or knowing you've contained a threat in one place but not in another place. But you can see Cisco have worked hard over the last maybe 3 or 4 years to allow these products to interoperate, which makes troubleshooting and finding the threats a lot quicker. Using the suite of Cisco Secure, it's the threat response effectively. So when you have a product on its own, you can see maybe alerts, it'll tell you there's something wrong, there might be a threat, and you can click a button and deal with it and think it's done. But you would have to rely on someone to go and check the other products. With the integration now, you just don't have to do that. You can log into a single dashboard like SecureX, which knits all this together, but even things like Umbrella, because it ties in with Meraki, and it ties in with Cisco Secure Firewall, it ties in with the endpoint, so you can be quite confident that if you contain it in one place, it's automatically contained, the threat is automatically contained in other places. Yeah, so threat hunting with Cisco Secure is easy with Cisco Threat Response. SecureX, which has been developed really well. When you have the suite of products, so you'll have the secure client, you might have the secure firewall, you'll have that tied into with Secure Endpoint, Cisco ICE, things like that. And once that's all tied in with SecureX, something might alert, and it might be Cisco SecureX or another product, but you can then dive into one dashboard and you can click and look at, right, what's the detail of this threat? And by just a couple of clicks, it will launch you into Cisco's threat response. And then you can see where this one device that just alerted, you can see, oh, actually, it's talked to all these other devices, and these are also compromised now, or potentially compromised, or this device is trying to compromise another device. Whereas on that first pane of glass, you would never have known that. You would just have seen, oh, this device has got something wrong with it. But what you know by looking at the threat hunt and the map it creates is, I'm going to have to check these devices aren't also compromised. But it also gives you the ability to stop that threat there and then. So you can do one click, block this, and it can block it on the endpoint, it can block it on the firewall. If it's a piece of bad software, it can make sure if it ever sees it again, it's never allowed to touch your network. That client that's compromised, you can just shut them off completely. Again, before that integration, you wouldn't have been able to do that, or it would have been a long-winded process, and sometimes that might have been too late, and the damage has already been done. So yeah, the integration just makes things quicker to respond. So we've been offering Cisco Umbrella since inception, really. I'm not sure the year it came out, sorry, because it started out as just web filtering, URL filtering. An easy way to protect your clients at home, or whether they're in the office, to give them a sort of a secure experience from home, so they're not going on websites they shouldn't go on. So they're protected from malicious downloads, things like that. But Umbrella has expanded beyond that now. It's so much more than just simple URL filtering. they usually always start with what they need simply. So it could be URL filtering, as an example. So hybrid workforce now, everybody works from home and the office. So it needs to be a consistent experience, whether they're at home. Or, I guess more accurately, whoever's in charge of security for the company wants to know it's a consistent security profile, whether they're in the office or at home. They need to be sure that they take their laptop away, it's secure. So it usually starts with, I want to make sure they can't go on certain websites, they can't download certain files. That's where Umbrella starts. So you deploy that to the devices, and you know when they're at home, they're secure. But what we also have is clients with a large Cisco Meraki portfolio. So an Umbrella ties into Cisco Meraki. So you can log on to the one place, you configure your policies for your users when they're away from home, but then those policies can be pushed down to your Meraki deployments. So if you've got 100 branch offices, which some of our clients do, it's one click to edit a policy, and it's affected the 100 branches who now can or can't access, let's say, a website, but also all of your home users. So your 1,000 home users, your 100 branch offices, through one pane of glass, all have a consistent policy everywhere. So, and that comes back down to the integration that Cisco have built into the different products. The most valuable thing for Cisco Umbrella was the protection from home. So I can be sure someone has that same experience whether they're in the office or at home. But now with the integration, that's what they're seeing more of the benefit of, the ease of administration. Because before that integration was there, you had to configure it in one place, configure it in another place, and they all weren't always like for like. You can configure them in separate places, but they didn't offer the same type of protection. Now it's configure it in one place and you're sure it's configured everywhere. That's what they see more of a benefit from now. It's the quicker to administrate, quicker to troubleshoot, because it's one pane of glass. So yeah, Umbrella's a great starting point because clients will look at that web protection initially, but it builds into the Cisco SASE model, and Zero Trust model, which we're delivering for other clients. Because Umbrella offers a suite of products, it's not just that protection. We can go to a client, you've already got this now. Now let's look at what else it does. So, like what a client recently, one of the cool features is it's called remote browser isolation. So it means no matter where you are, if you're going to a website and you open up, Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, or Microsoft Edge, it should say, and you go to a website, you're exposed, your laptop is exposed to that website a little bit. But with Umbrella, what it can do is it opens like a virtual browser for you. So you're not actually opening your browser, it's somewhere else, but it's seamless to the user. So if they do end up going to a bad website that's passed a policy and something bad tries to download, well, it's not downloading to the machine anymore. It's just some virtual window somewhere in the cloud, and you are protected by that. And again, that feature is just all part of Umbrella, which goes beyond the simple URL filtering. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think improvements for Umbrella, the more integrations you can do with more products is good. Like I said, they're already on the way there. Some of the integration, if we could make it simpler with Cisco Secure Firewall. The integration with Meraki is really simple. Secure Firewall is a bit trickier, but it's tough because it's a good product. It's tough to come up with how they could improve it. But I think better integration, if you can make reporting simpler, more dashboards without having to, because some people don't use SecureX, which it works really well with. But if they don't want to use that, make it so Umbrella is really simple to use up front. And it's not a difficult product, but it can be daunting now there's so many options there for someone who isn't exposed to it, I guess. Deploying Umbrella is really easy. So it's the initial deployment is you log onto a website, a couple of clicks here and there, a couple of clicks on the customer's environment, and they're protected. They have that DNS security. So if someone is going to a bad website, Umbrella checks it first before the website's even loaded, and it's like, no, that's bad. We're not letting you go there. And deploying that takes minutes. It's so quick. More of an advanced deployment, creating the policies, again, because it's all cloud-based. As soon as you have that initial deployment, it's really quick. And you don't always have to deploy it, so it's live straight away. You can deploy it in like monitor mode, audit mode, so you can see what's going. So within half a day, let's say, you've got your company, all of your company's traffic going via Umbrella, it's all being monitored, no one has noticed a thing, and now you have all of this data that you couldn't see before. You can see, I've got a lot of users going to YouTube, and I don't want them going to YouTube. Or I've got a lot of users going to questionable websites. I don't want that anymore. And then you can create policies off the back of it. And again, that's another advantage. You can deploy it without affecting anyone initially, just for the visibility, and then build policies on the back of it. Post initial deployment, configure an Umbrella, it depends on the user requirements, the client's requirements. They typically would look to us to recommend a starting posture, if you like, of what's a good or best practice style deployment. And because we have that experience, it doesn't take long to do. You know, we know the types of rules and rule sets that they're going to require for this a simpler deployment. So that initial deployment, you can have it up and running in a day or two, and tweaked. We would always recommend that monitor mode, and I think Cisco would follow that as well, to see what you're having first and act on the back of it. Then the more of the advanced features, again, because it's all cloud-based and it's one dashboard, we're not talking days and days to deliver it anymore. It can be hours, a day, 2 days, and it's really easy to test. So we can see this data coming in. Let's test it with just a small set of pilot users. You have the power to do that. I'll test it on, just me or you. Does it work? Does it not work? And then you roll it out to the wider users. It's just one click of now it's everyone. Because we've tested it, or we've tested it to a group of people. It's just simple. It's simple, really. So, well, I happen to know that Cisco Umbrella's stability and availability is 100% uptime since inception. So, again, I forget the year, but I only checked these stats the other day, and it's never gone down. So, that speaks for itself, I guess. Yes, Umbrella scalability, it's cloud-based. So if you're putting 5 users through it, or 5,000, it doesn't matter. All of the heavy work of processing that is done on Cisco's cloud platform, effectively. You don't see that, you don't have to see that. You just know it's taken care of, and it'll always give you that 100% uptime. Yeah, so anyone who wants to take Umbrella or is thinking about it, I know Cisco offer a free 14-day trial. So it's really easy to take up. And like I said, it's just a few clicks to deploy it in that monitor mode. So you're not affecting anyone's live traffic, you're not going to affect your user base, and you can see what's coming in. So I would advise anyone who has not took up a trial yet, have a look at that initial trial. It's simple, doesn't affect anyone, and once you see the level of data you get of what all your endpoints are doing, what you didn't know about previously, you'll see the power of it. If you're already running through that trial, I guess the extension of that is, right, start deploying it. Rating, Umbrella, I never like sitting here giving a product 10 out of 10 or whatever, because it sounds like there's no room for improvement. But given where Umbrella was and to where it is today and the benefits it offers, especially compared to the competition, we'll give it a 9 out of 10. We can't say everything's perfect, but it is powerful. Yeah, so the value we add between our customers and Cisco is not only the experience, but the relationships we hold within Cisco. So you may come to me for a question and I know the answer already because of the experience, or my colleagues or our team know the answers. But if we don't know the answers, we have that relationship within Cisco to go straight to the person we need to ask. So it shortens the delay of, I need to know something, I need to act on something, I need a proof of concept for something. We can deliver that quicker than either the customer going direct. And that's because of not only our experience, but our standing and connections within Cisco. Yeah, our partnership's very positive with Cisco. Anyone from just our account management team to the systems engineers, the sales engineers, to TAC for support. The relationship is always positive because Cisco have a knack of getting you in front of the right person, which is just so useful. Again, other vendors aren't always as good as that. Whereas Cisco, if you say you need someone who's an expert in deploying Umbrella and Meraki, well, they'll get you that expert, and no matter what question you throw at them, they'll have that answer. And if someone says they're going to get you an answer, they do. That's the power of the partnership with Cisco. They're sort of a trusted partner, if you like. Yeah, so the benefits we get from partnering with Cisco is, first of all, access to Cisco expertise to deploy these products. It means we get to know about the products in a bit greater detail than we would have if we weren't a partner. By knowing about the products in a greater detail, we can then offer them to clients. And obviously being partner, you get partner benefits, discounts, things like that. But it's more the knowledge. If we know the product deeper, we can offer it to a client. We can show the client the value add of this is Umbrella versus a competitor's product. And the benefit that Cisco get from Vocus being a trusted partner is they know when we're delivering a solution, we're delivering it right. We're delivering it to a standard that Cisco would be happy with. Yeah, so Cisco do benefit from that partnership on that side, that they get less TAC calls, because if we've deployed it correctly, the customer doesn't have to go speak to them. Equally, if we've deployed it correctly, we don't have to go speak to them. So we're cutting down on costs. But there is also brand reputation that's being maintained. If we deployed a Cisco solution and did it badly, it'll look bad on us, but the client will think it could be the Cisco product. By us deploying it correctly with, again, our experience, our knowledge, Cisco know that solution's going in, and the customer isn't going to think, oh, it's Cisco that's the problem if something does go wrong. So yeah, that brand integrity is maintained.